Whenever we have a good friend, we want to share that with others. We want to tell others about that person. We want to say how significant they are to us, their goodness, their virtues, their many acts of kindness, why we think that they are, in our eyes, to be held in great esteem, and why someone else should hold them in great esteem. As baptized Christians, saints in the making, that is our august responsibility in sharing with others the great joy of knowing Christ Jesus, being his friend, and loving him, and sharing with others why he is, in our eyes and should be in everyone's eyes, to be held in the most high esteem. There's another friend I'd like to tell you about, a very close friend of mine. She's in heaven, and she's a saint. And she would do little things, but with immense love. In doing so, she would glorify God. She would even do the most challenging of tasks, the most demeaning of tasks, and purposely seek out the most challenging of people, simply to love them, simply to do something good for others, but to do so with great love. And she would often say that she would spend her heaven doing good on earth. This friend of mine is Saint Thérèse of Lisieux, the saint whom the church celebrates, especially today. I would like to spend my heaven doing good on earth. Have you ever thought about, please God, how you want to spend your heaven? Heaven, my friends in Christ, isn't just our sitting back in a cushy, cloud-like armchair and enjoying all that heaven has to give us. It is interceding for others, that they might know the love of God and come to him in their conversion of heart. Saint Thérèse of Lisieux did this in the most extraordinary of ways. She was an obscure child living in an obscure town in France and having a vocation young in life to the Carmelites. She decided that in entering in, she would so humble herself. Being obscure from an obscure town in an obscure monastery, pretty incredible. But the way that she lived her life of grace, and then recorded out of obedience to the Mother Superior, recorded her little way. That little way, in her autobiography, The Story of a Soul, found its way very quickly to religious institutions and then into the hands of laypersons throughout the world, very soon after her death, such that during the First World War, soldiers from both sides of the battle would invoke Saint Thérèse of Lisieux's help, that they might survive the war. And she answered their prayers. She would take those prayers and place them at the feet of God. And she promised that she would let fall a shower of roses from heaven to let us know that our prayers were placed before God. I want to spend my heaven doing good on earth. Saints in the making, how do you want to spend your heaven? Well, I hope it's the same way that I would like to spend mine. Please God. I'd like to spend my heaven, and I'd love for you to spend your heaven by making space for grace.